Alongside David Shelton, Phil Kornblut at Williams-Brice Stadium after watching the 4A Division II championship game go to Spartanburg High School. Vikings win at 49-28, and another championship for Spartanburg, David. It's been a little while, but you could see this coming over the last couple of years with Chris Miller and the talent this team has. They really put it together over the last half of the season.
Yeah, they won their last 9 straight and really performed well today. Today, the way they performed was like a championship-level team. And, you know, they got a lot of underclassmen, so don't be surprised if they're not back here next year.
It was a back-and-forth game early, 21-21. The teams exchanging a lot of big plays in there, and then Spartanburg sort of took over. They made some adjustments defensively in the second half, took away some of the things that York was doing well, and York never had an answer for Spartanburg's offense.
Yeah, York goes up 21-13 in the second quarter. Spartanburg goes on to score 4 consecutive touchdowns. And Chris Miller, the Spartanburg coach, said basically they just kind of calmed down. They were over-pursuing a lot of plays early. But it was a game of big plays. Spartanburg scored 3 touchdowns over 35 yards, a lot of big plays. Bobby Carroll at York said they're a big play team, and we couldn't stop the big plays in the first half, and that was the difference in the game.
Yeah, they have some talent. Let's begin with Feaster, Tavian Feaster, 130 yards on 26 carries. It didn't seem like he got that much work out there to have 26 carries and 130 yards, but that's the kind of running back he is. He kind of sneaks up on you in that way. He can pile up some stats in a hurry.
Yeah, and he's most dangerous out of the backfield. They line him up at receiver, and he had the big 69-yard pass catch. His longest run today was 39 yards. He had a lot of 4 and 5 yards, and like you said, very quietly. But as the game wore on, you could see they were using him in areas where York didn't have an answer, and he was clearly the most talented football player on the field today offensively. I think Cedarius Rooker from Spartanburg, the senior Shrine Bowler, a great player. Offense, defense, had an interception today, return kicks. Spartanburg was just, in the end, Spartanburg was just a better team, I think. York gave a great effort, but I think Spartanburg was just a better team.
What do you think of the play of Spartanburg quarterback Austin Scott, the junior, 16 of 22, 320 yards and 3 touchdowns?
Yeah, and, you know, Chris Miller said after the game he can't understand why people aren't recruiting this kid. You know, he's only about 6 foot tall, maybe 6'1", but probably about 6 foot. But he makes such great decisions, and he delivers such a catchable ball. And a lot of people don't realize that he throws the ball on time and on target, and really has a grasp of that offense. And he was spectacular today.
Do you think this championship really cements Chris Miller as one of the outstanding coaches in our state? You know, we talk about coaches over the years, of course, John McKissick and then Bobby Bentley here of late. Of course, he's moved on to Auburn, and Miller was winning championships, but Bentley was on the sideline at Burns. Now he's back over at Spartanburg High School, and he wins this championship kind of away from the Burns aura. Does this cement him as one of the outstanding coaches in the state?
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt. You know, Chris was always known as a great defensive coordinator. He was a defensive-minded coach. He became the head coach at Burns, and like you said, you know, they already had the program in place. What he's done at Spartanburg in 2 years is really remarkable. I mean, they were a power way back. But over the last 8 or 9 years, they've been very average. What he has done is taken them from 6-6 last year to a state championship this year. He has a lot of underclassmen on this team. They're going to be favored to win the next year. So, yeah, to answer your question, he has definitely cemented himself as one of the elite football coaches in our state.
All right, next up, we've got the 3A championship, Hartsville and South Point. Who do you like?
I like Hartsville, but I think this is going to be the best of the 3 games. I think it'll be the most competitive. I think South Point does enough offensively to give Hartsville some trouble, but you got to slow down Hartsville's offense. It's like playing Georgia Tech. You know what they're going to do. They're going to run the football. You got to stop them.
Thank you, David, and we'll get your take on this game a little bit later on this afternoon as we continue our coverage here from Williams-Brice Stadium. For David Shelton, Phil Kornblut, more of the high school championship on a Saturday afternoon here at sportstalksc.com. To come, stay with us.